What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of the Dudeality podcast, where our motto is living comfortably uncomfortable. My name is Ian Perez, joined by Jonathan Mercado, Victor Rivera, and Chris Zora. We're four ordinary dudes with extraordinary dreams. Jonathan, what's up, my guy?
Yo, what's up, everyone? Thank you once again. It was a little rusty from the start. Mr. Ian, I think, forgot how to do the script. A little pause.
I was reading it. I was reading it, and I always did ladies and gentlemen, and then for whatever reason, this last one I changed it to everyone and welcome. I was like, oh I can't read that.
Look at you being all inclusive.
I like it.
Getting your pronouns right. There we go.
Got to. You gotta respect everybody.
I always like to start with, letting everybody know what our podcast is about, growing from the inside out, turn our dreams into reality, and stop all the wishing and start taking action. This is where we discuss leadership, entrepreneurship, your life journey, and growing every single day within your business, within yourself, your relationships, for the people around you, and just getting better every single day. That's what this podcast is about. And so we appreciate everyone for continuing to grind with us. We apologize for last week. We did go MIA, but for a very good reason. I was in leadership school. Mr. Ian went on a little trip. And so we couldn't, provide that value for you, even though Chris was ready to go. He wanted to pull the trigger and bounce. I love that. I saw that. But I was so wrapped up into leadership. Guys, it was from like 6:30 in the morning till 10 o'clock at night. It was pretty wild, of nonstop. And so I'm back trying to recover a little bit, not as much. I got birthday parties and then another party. And so I'm trying to make it out. Trying to get out, fellas. I'm hanging in there. So I apologize if I've been MIA. But man, how's everyone's week so far? Yeah.
It's good, man. It's been going good. And so I finally catch like my stride. I feel like 3 months after baby number 4, I worked through all the everything, and it was rough. My kids got sick a lot last week, like in a week and a half. My whole family got sick, just a regular cold. But this week, man, I started macros again, working out, getting my workouts in. Man, it feels good though. Like, it feels good. I went too hard on Monday though. I thought it was Superman. Like, I ran 2 miles. I did like 2 CG workouts. But next day I was feeling it.
Yeah,
I was feeling hard. So now I'm like kind of dial it down a little bit. Like, okay, hold on. We haven't like been on that for a while.
Routine, baby. Get yourself in a routine.
Yeah. So I know, but I got it down. Right now it's been working this week, so good. I finished the audiobook for The Rock, which really helped really good this month. I think it was the right thing to listen to. It's a little bit back to stuff I already know, but it's things that you probably need to hear again, type of thing. Yeah. And so especially when you're going through like some challenges and things like that, some adversity, and then it really helps kind of bringing it back to be like, hey, this is like the basics. So
it's important that we hear things over and over again, because I think it takes the 7th or 8th time for somebody for it to finally click. It may even take more. Everybody digests it differently, and maybe somebody else needs to hear from somebody else for it to finally click or make sense. So yeah, rereading is always good. Who got next?
I got next. I'm just kidding.
All right,
go ahead, Chris.
No, I mean, things have been good. Been doing the volleyball thing. Our team is 0-3, but we've been competitive every game. But we also haven't had the same roster each week, so it's like you can't develop that chemistry. But it's still fun. And it's an exercise, so that's good.
Sound like you want to win.
I mean, I do. Yeah. But yeah, and then I've also been doing my workout still. My goal for this month was like to lose about 8 to 10 pounds. I'm a little short, but I mean, I've lost about 6 pounds, so I'm not too far off. I finished my book today, so yeah, I'm on track.
Is that
to make it through?
Which one is it?
The One Thing by Gary Keller.
Give us a nugget, brother. Give us a nugget out of
The
that
one thing.
I mean, he simplifies it. Like he's just like, you need to find out what's that one thing that's going to benefit, that's going to make everything easier or unnecessary. Like if you do that one thing. So whether it's for your job or for like your goals in a year or a week or a month, whatever, just figure out what that one thing is that's going to help you with the rest of your stuff.
Mm.
I mean, it gets more detailed than that, but I mean, that's just a little, that's the main theme.
It's a nugget. It's a chicken nugget, brother.
Nice.
What's up, Ian?
Not a whole lot, man. I mean, from a development standpoint, I bottomed out, just life happening. So a lot of things through a lot of, I guess a lot of my consistencies for a whack. Death in the family, and then traveling, and just haven't really been at a steady schedule, I guess you could say. So I turned 31 this Sunday, so I'm gonna give myself the weekend, and then come Monday, it's time to jump back on the train, get back.
Turned up 31.
Some type of schedule.
What is it? Do you remember what it's called when you turn the age of the day that like of the or like of the month it is? Again, there's a certain term for it.
Your golden birthday.
Well, yeah. Oh, is it? That's what is it? Golden birthday? Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's your golden birthday. Like,
okay. I mean, I got an excuse to act a fool now. So
yeah, golden shower too, brother. Why not?
But other than that,
the Matumbo. No.
Y'all tell me I don't know about that stuff. I know what that is.
There you go. Y'all caught on. I'm glad everyone caught on to that one. Y'all weren't like, what? Perfect.
Yeah, Vic is Mr. G rated, so
anyway,
he knew what that was.
Hey, PG-13. Get it right. Get it right, Chris.
He leveled up to 13, brother. Give him some grace, Mr. HR Victor. Yo, but hey, I do want to announce some pretty good news. I want to give, such a big shout out to Chris here, who while has been MMA with leadership school, birthdays, planning, and just trying to come back to my day-to-day and get into routine. Chris has literally took the baton with the real estate thing and like almost took it to the finish line by himself. Like literally grabbed the baton and said, "Ha!" Just strided. I can see the text messages, and I'm just like looking through, and I'm like, dang, Chris is like on it. Phone calls, emails, what's next, asking questions, correcting things that people are messing up on. He's like a sharpshooter right now. And so, bro, when's the closing date?
Tentatively, I mean, as of right now, it's supposed to be 11/9. Yeah, so we'll have to see like if there's any complications that come with that, but I need to make sure that like we can just do it like at our own time frame or whatnot, because I know I will be working that day, so it may get pushed up back a couple of days if they need us to both be available at a certain time.
There we go, guys. We're the next milestone coming right around the corner. Super stoked about that. But man, let's jump into the podcast. We want to be sure that we're more clear and more concise, and we can give you these nuggets. So once again, we always come from our experiences and the things that we did and that we've grown from, and also from studying from the past week about these topics. So we're able to take our past experiences, something new that we learned from this past week, and able to give you some solid information of probably what we could have done differently to be able to improve and get better. Today's topic is embracing challenges, and how, guys, there's two different types of people, guys. There's people that are in the storm and they go and hide, or they go undercover, or they disappear because, they can't handle the storm, so run away. And there are those, and then oh my God. And then there's those people there's some monsters who actually embrace the storm and go towards the storm and cuss at the storm and actually like just plow through the storm as if the storm wasn't even there. And how do we get there, right? Because success kind of ties in. It always kind of ties in with that person who embraces those challenges and understands them. So I want to go from a past experience from you guys. Always want to start off with your experiences. Do you have a moment in your time where maybe you came across an adversity or an opposition and you didn't embrace it and you knew it? You're like, man, I could have done this. What experience did you have? And were you aware of it? Or or now are you aware of it? Talk about it.
I think as far as challenges or adversity, man, I think no one goes in life without having any of these things, right? You're gonna have adversity and challenges. And to Jonathan's point, right, it depends how your action or your reaction to it, right? But as far as for me, I think I've embraced challenges, but I've never, or in the past, I would say before, developing and kind of changing mindset and I never really took advantage of it to learn and improve. It was more like, oh, it's just another hurdle. Let me just jump. Okay, good. Okay, fine. I feel good now. I'm past the hurdle. And then nothing really changes or moves though. And so I never really took advantage of the opportunity to grow. I kind of stay the same. I would say, from
what'd you do in those moments? Like, so you came across an adversity or a challenge and you didn't really understand you could learn from it. What did you do? Did you just like ride out and stabilize until the storm passed and like things just kind of got better on its own?
Yeah, like I never went into for example, I always wanted to like move up, like it's in a company and work hard, but it didn't really solve let's say like my financial situation. We all stay the same. Like I never really thought, okay, I'm just gonna work more harder. I'm gonna get the next promotion or the next thing up, but I never thought about other things, right? To like, okay, how can I either become a better that on that profession, or how can I grow beyond that?
You're just saying work harder. Like I remember like our first podcast was hard work not good enough or something like that. And I think majority of the people were just like, yeah, they just bypass the challenge and the learning of it, right? And they just go, I just got to work harder. Like, hey, they'll be in the dumps for a while, of course, but they'll just come to the conclusion of like, oh, I mean, life happens, I guess, right? I didn't get what I wanted to get from it. I didn't get the promotion. I'll just continue to work hard.
Yeah. So I never like thought about if, why am I not getting ahead, or why I'm not, seeing the results I want. I'm like, okay, I'm just going to try harder at what I'm doing and not really say, okay, let me pick up a skill, or let me, get better at this or that type of thing.
I have friends because my learning didn't start until like age 27, or actually 26 when I started self-development. But I remember being in phases where I'm just going through challenges in my relationship, or I'm going through challenges in a different relationship, like maybe like a work relationship where I'm not liking this person at all. And they're, it's very toxic, and I'm not aware of it because I'm probably toxic as well, but I'm having like a disagreement at work. And one of the ways that would help me feel better, and which, now thinking about it, now I'm super aware of, I would go vent to my friends. And what are your friends going to do?
Gas you up.
Fire.
No, they're just going to gas you up. They're going to be like, man, you're totally right. That dude sucks. Kick his ass. And you're like, yeah, they just hype you up. And, now thinking about it, they didn't mean any harm, right? They didn't mean any harm whatsoever. They're just doing what they think are good friends. But in actuality, I was choosing the wrong people to vent to, right? And now thinking about it, now I would go back. I'm like, if I come across a situation or a problem, one, I'd probably study it as my natural instinct, right? Because I'm like, all right, how can I get better at this? Because I suck. Well, there's always a resource. I would probably study it, but I would also talk to somebody who I know who's going to give it to me straight, which is always my wife. Whether I think I'm right 100% of the time, she'll bring me down. I'm like, yo, you were totally in the wrong. And here's how you need to understand and see it. And so I think majority of the people are in that situation is they'll come across a problem and they're not really embracing it like we should, where we can learn and adapt. But instead, they'll just go, what's that word? Pillow talk to their friends. I don't think that's
a different kind of talk.
Yeah,
I don't want to pillow talk to y'all, huh?
No.
That's a different friend.
Okay, bud.
Yeah, so I just want to say, anybody, I think just be super careful that when you come across problems, you are surrounded with the right people that can help you solve those problems, and they're not just somebody who's going to just back you up, gas you up, be your cheerleader, because at that point, that's not what you need at the moment, right? You need a solution. And so I just want to be sure that we correlate, or I not correlate, but I kind of show you, be vulnerable with you guys, that I know that's our natural instinct. We want to be felt like we're right, but it's always the opposite, right? If it's easy to go talk to my friends about something, then it's probably not the right choice, right? We veer to resistance.
Yeah,
But we veer resistance.
On that same note, like on the you being the person that someone goes to vent to, don't be that gaslighty person or like kind of catering to their needs. Like be that person that kind of interjects, be that Des to Jonathan and say, well, no, dude, you're wrong. Or just listen to the conversation. For example, if they're talking about a relationship, if they're coming to you to talk about their spouse, you listen, you give feedback, but then you make sure they go back to their spouse and talk about it. Because if they don't, then it's just going to be talking. Nothing ever gets fixed. So don't be the gaslight person is all I'm trying to say too.
But it's fun being the gaslight person.
I mean, it can be, but
I just playing. Usually I can get some good sound counsel. It's just depending. You just got to go the right person, right? I can't, every single one of you guys on this team here, depending on the situation, I would go to a different person, right? I would go to whoever their gifts that are strong with. If I have some number problems or some more specific, important clarity problems, I'm probably going to go to Chris, right? If I have, a relationship problems, who's strongest in relationship? It's Mr. Ian. I'm like, hey, Mr. Ian, I'm not seeing something right here. Maybe you can help me see it because, you're stronger at this than I am. And then if I need to go to more business entrepreneurship and more just humility, or in somebody who can also see the other side of the entrepreneurship, I'm probably going to go to Mr. Victor. And
if you need help with your shot and basketball skills, you always come to me too, bro.
Yeah, beating the person down over and over again does get you better at building reps. So I totally agree. But I do want to talk about, if you're in that moment where you're hitting challenges and you're not really doing anything, like Victor said, and you're just kind of waiting out the storm, right? You're just waiting out the storm. 9 times out of 10, that storm is going to come back a little bit quicker. Right. It's like when you get cut in the ocean, what's going to happen? What's going to be more drawn to you? Sharks, right? Like, why do bullies bully people? Because you react. People. We want a reaction. You react, right? And so if you're going to keep reacting, right, I want to keep going towards you. If you keep avoiding the storm, it's like a cycle. It's just going to come right back in. And so here's some ideas, or just one idea, one nugget just for me here, is when you come across some adversity or challenges, I want you to lean into it. All right. I don't want you to back up. I don't want you to just hold on tight. I want you to just lean into it, because these are the times where you have to go in harder. Like, say I've been working towards promotion. Yeah. And then I didn't get it. Whoa. That's like some adversity for real, because you actually been working harder and now you just were told you didn't get the job. And so naturally you want to just back off and be upset and hate life. But I want to challenge you, and I want you to be like, okay, let's lean in harder. Like you said you went hard. I want you to go pedal to the metal hard now. And I want you to get ready, prepare yourself for that next storm, because it's coming again, right? Did you put more shelter on you? Are you super ready for this storm this time? Because next promotion that comes up, you're super equipped for it. And so lean in. What's up?
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just going, hey, just lean in. Just lean in, right? Don't run away. Lean in and get stronger.
That actually reminds me of something I was just reading in that book the other day.
I wrote it.
And he talks about, are you doing the best that you can do, or are you doing the best like that there is, like for that? Yeah. So like, are you just doing the best of your ability, or are you doing the best of whatever it is? I might, the way I'm saying it doesn't come out as good as I read it, but
no, it came out and I totally understood it, right? Because there's two different things. What you think it might be good is not really the best.
Yeah.
So
because you might be limiting yourself. So
yeah, I told, like, my culture in my house is I'm building entrepreneurs, I'm building leaders, right? I'm trying to, bring that out in them so that when they go out in the world, they'll be able to handle conflict resolution, right? Be solution oriented, to learn these skills that they don't teach in school. And Jeremiah my oldest, already says he wants to be an entrepreneur, right? That's just something that he wants to create. He wants a business. He wants to do all this. And so I always remind him, whenever he's not following on his calendar, he's not staying on his routine, he's not grinding on the day-to-day to work on his skills. And he doesn't, one of the things he struggles with is pleasure before business, right? I think that's naturally what everyone kind of veers to, right? It's, I'd rather play video games. I'd rather watch YouTube. I'd rather be on social media. I'd rather, Netflix, and I guess for kids, just Netflix, than business, right? Than working towards your goals. And so I asked him, I'm like, hey, did you get your calendar? Did you do big three? Did you work out? Did you read? Did you practice your spiritual relationship with God? Did you do your big three? Like, you got to do your big three every day before you can have any kind of pleasure. And so he was grounded today. All right. And he didn't get any of his big three done. And I'm like, son, here's a constant reminder. I got to ask yourself, listen, one day you are going to be a CEO. One day you are going to be a leader to the world. People are relying on you. Families are relying on you to keep developing, keep growing, to keep expanding your vision of your business. What are they going to say when you have to sit in front of them and you have to let them go, and they cannot feed their families anymore? What are you going to tell them? Because I was chilling on my phone. I said, I need you to act like a CEO right now, right? Don't wait until you become a CEO. Like, you have to be in it right now. Start prepping yourself right now. And so I think one of the ways, a good strategy to embrace the storm, is you got to start prepping now. And what does that look like? That means, what is your routine? You are what you repeatedly do, right? What is your routine? If you're wondering that your storm is, I keep gaining weight on Christmas, or I keep, I keep gaining weight, or I'm not getting that promotion, is, well, what were you doing to get there? Like, what does your daily routine look like? So that is one strategy that can help you embrace the storm. And I think that's one of the reasons why I fully embrace the storms, because I'm constantly equipped with like an umbrella and like a fire and a flashlight, like Ian. Yeah, I remember on the winter freeze,
Candle.
I've been super busy.
And what happened? And what happened that week?
So that's a perfect, be an Ian. All right, be prepared for that icy storm. Get your candles and your flashlights, whatever that is. But no, I agree. I think definitely got to lean into the adversity and the challenges. You cannot look at it as a curse. We mentioned it before. Like, when things go wrong, we kind of tend to look outward and be like, oh, I didn't get it because that other person was better than me, or it's I'm down on my luck. But also, you got to look inward and be like, okay, what things that I can control in this storm, in this challenge, or that can prepare me better.
That's called taking extreme ownership. That's how taking ownership.
Yeah.
Well, how many people take ownership?
Yeah. That's
there's
what we're
an
talking
excuse
about.
for everything.
Yeah. So that's one of the things. Another tip for me is just look inward. That's kind of what I normally do. Is just look inward, what I've learned to do. And I think is saying, okay, this didn't go my way, or that I didn't go like I maybe even planned to go. That's been a lot this year. This year I had this whole year planned. Like, it was down to the T. Didn't go. Like, none of it went like I wanted to. Right. So it was a lot of adjustments, a lot of times I was like, damn, I'm stumped. I'm like, I don't know what my adjustment is. Like, I gotta dig deeper, and then and sometimes just being patient. It was like, okay, you did everything you were supposed to do. All right, let's be patient. So there's a lot of things I had to look inward and be like, okay, did you work your best that you could do, or was there something more you could have given, or done? So a lot of that inward reflection, I'll be like, man, okay, because there's always something that could be done. And you gotta look at it in a way to okay, there's nothing that I could have done. You can have that mentality, okay, well, next time will just be good. Because that was me before. I was like, oh, I'm gonna work hard and see where the chips. I was like almost to like
the chips fall.
Yeah, like okay, I'm hoping, right?
Nah.
So now it's more like okay, if I do this, boom, it gets me there. If I gotta do this today, I gotta do this tomorrow, type of thing. And so I think look inward and see what we could do.
I'll just be careful with that, right? If you're not as developed, right? If you're new to self-development and you haven't got this far where you're constantly learning how to look at your reflection constantly or daily or monthly, I would advise you to, get with somebody who's seeing success that you're trying to see success in, and just have a conversation with them of what could I be doing better to get to a position that you are in. Right. I think that's one of the fastest way, because if you're not strong at self-reflection, you're going to go in that mirror and you're like, I suck. Right. I'm doing, like Chris said, I'm doing everything I can. Then you start letting like bad stuff, like toxic, your mindset come in and could take you in the wrong direction, because easily if somebody got the job that you didn't get the job, you could just say, oh, he had a better relationship with him. And then you could like hurt yourself, because now you're not gonna work harder, because it wasn't the hard work that got him there, it was the relationship, right? And probably actuality is your work that could probably suck, but you can't see it because now you already drawn up some stupid conclusion of he's probably has a better relationship with that person. So get with somebody, right? Make sure you have some clarity. Make sure the communication is super clear. I think we spoke about this before. Even go to the freaking boss and ask them, why didn't I get the job? And hopefully if they're great bosses, they're going to tell you suck in a very nice way of how you can improve.
Be trash.
Or if you applied somewhere and you didn't get the position, you can ask them,
what
were my flaws? Yeah. Or like, what could I improve on? But yeah, like, challenges are always going to be around you. And I mean, that's just a given. So like, yeah, you're going to be dealing with challenges. You're going to be dealing with adversity, but without those, you can't grow. Like you can't just grow. Like if everything is working out for you, because then you don't think there's anything to improve on. So you need to constantly be seeking challenges to help you grow as well. Not necessarily like find the most difficult thing to try to accomplish, but like once you master a certain level of, say, like for us, we're doing real estate. So maybe we started as a wholesaler, which I mean we didn't do that, but maybe we mastered wholesaling. Yeah, we could stick to wholesaling and make good money, but why not improve and also start investing in properties, and then, or doing fix and flips, and then from there moving on to buy and hold, like we're currently doing. We're starting with our fix and flips, just to help, one, to learn the business and grow, and two, like to build more capital. But then it also is training us, so when we do buy and hold, we know what's necessary of those properties, and then like we'll have that new challenge in figuring out what we do with these properties once we're done completing them and we want to rent them out.
So I can relate to what Chris has said, is understanding that your adversities, oppositions are for you, right? They don't happen to you, they happen for you. What Chris said changed my entire life. It was shifting the mindset and understanding that all your adversities are for you. They're blessings in disguise. You got to take the negative out, and they're all blessings, because those are all opportunities to get stronger. And that's ultimately what you're trying to do when you get a promotion, is get stronger and keep leveling up. I cannot get stronger on bench press if I don't keep adding weight, causing more resistance. Once I master 225, hey, let's go 230, 235. 240, 245, so you get to slowly keep leveling up, but it has to be resistance. But I'm competitive. Once it clicked, and I heard Inky Johnson a while back ago, he told me, every adversity, every opposition is a blessing for you. It happens for you to get to the next level. You're asking, oh God, help me get to the next level, help me, and he sends you problems. That's him helping you. He's sending you resistance for you to go through it and get stronger. Once I found out that failure is a way for me to get stronger, I'm like seeking it. I'm like, yo, let's go. No longer whatsoever. When I come across a big problem, I don't ever dwell. I don't ever cry. I maybe get a sour taste in my mouth for like 2 seconds, and then I'm like, let's go. Perfect example, real estate. I poured all my money with all the books, got the real estate course, got the guy that connects me with the entire team to start real estate, and literally his team wasn't operating at a high level. I asked the guy, like, hey, do you have anybody else I can work with? Because he's the plug. He's the only plug I have that's going to get me to the promised land, get me to the next level. And the guy texted me back and said, find your own team. You know how devastating that could have been? Like, I could have been like, I could literally, old Jonathan would have gave up because I lost my line of connection who was going to take me to the next level. I completely lost it. When he said, find your own team, it was sour. I sat there for 2 seconds, and then I said, challenge accepted. Let's go. Best thing that ever happened to me.
And nothing about the process has been easy either. Like, we were planning to have 2 properties under our belt by the end of the year. I mean, it's almost going into the 11th month, and we still don't even have our first property. It's like we've dealt through so many different challenges throughout the process, and now we're slowly learning different aspects of what we're going to need for it. Like, I mean, and so hopefully the next time it's just going to be, I mean, it might not be smooth sailing completely, but at least we know what to expect, and we're going to be moving, and we're not going to be wasting as much time. Because, I mean, one of the biggest things was finding someone that can help us like find the property. Like
that was the biggest struggle.
I mean,
4 months.
I mean, yeah, it took how many months for us to like find someone who actually communicated with us.
Did you guys go through like 2 brokers or something too, right?
Well, we dealt with 3 different people. We're on a third person, and even at the beginning with her, like we weren't getting the like consistent communication. Like, I mean, you have to be on top of it. You can't just depend on them to be on top of it. So you like if you need something to happen, you would think, because most times realtors, they're bugging you, and not like they're constantly in your face or like texting you, calling you, emailing you. And that just hasn't been our experience. And I don't know if it's a regional thing or if it's just the people we've been dealing with.
4 months.
Like, in order for you to get where you want to get, you have to take control of it. You can't just rely on someone else to do the work for you.
Yeah, definitely get some responsibility. So I definitely agree. So we got, being positive, right? Big time, right? And then also you got to have some sort of like action plan to, okay, this is what I'm gonna do. Take reins of the situation, right? And just not hoping that things are gonna go. They're gonna go your way, right? You got some things you got to put in work to do. So
and then and like Jonathan was giving me shout out earlier, but I mean, I feel like we've been kind of going like we've been doing like a tag team, like like I'll take over at one point, and then he takes over at a certain point, and then like right now it's back at me, but it's like we're not letting other people's inefficiency like affect us, because we are gonna get this done, and we're gonna keep growing from it. And we're gonna make I still need to make that list of all the things that we did and what they asked for and what they require, just so that way for the next time around we already have everything prepared, so when they ask for it, it's there for them.
Then to add to that, whatever's going on in your life, you can make it happen. Anything is possible, and everything is figure outable.
Takes time. Yeah, it takes time too. Like, you guys been like, what? It's been, a year.
I started 2019 when I sold my house and sold everything I owned.
At the end of that last year, right? End of last year.
It actually started 2018 when I started reading books.
For me, it started like
sell my house.
For me, it started like probably like 2014, 2015, like when I started actually like learning about it a little bit and like actually gaining interest in pursuing this. And it just took me forever to actually not capitalize, but to pull the trigger. And I'm glad that we're doing it, because we're going to be building something incredible. Like, it's going to be huge one day, and we'll be able to help others do the same in the future.
Yeah, that's it, brother. Get with the program, guys. Stop turning away. Stop hiding from it. If you feel weird about it, if you feel a little fearful about it, that means you're going in the right direction. Embrace that shit. Understand it's for you. Learn from it. Get around people that support it, and that's going to push you into more tension, into, more resistance. But that way you can get strong, guys. Think of fitness. Put in your reps. Go put in your reps.
Yeah, man, can't quit as well. Gotta have that resiliency. And so it's easy to give up when things go or get rough, get a little bumpy. But embrace the ups and downs. Right. So one of the things is, like, you're always got to improve, even those ups and downs on a graph. But you're going up, right? So
that uphill battle.
Hey, take quitting off the table, and I think you'll be all right.
Absolutely.
Yeah, challenges are your friends. They're not your enemies.
Yeah. All right, let's wrap it up, Mr. Ian. Ian's over there taking notes.
Yeah, for sure. Y'all took everything I wanted to say. I literally wrote it down, and then when y'all said it, I'm like, all right, I'm done.
He shows us his picture. He's doodling.
It's a picture of, like, boobs,
like flowers, drawing, you know what, all over the place.
It's Hangman. He's playing Hangman with himself.
No, I guess I didn't really talk, so it's a side note for me. I feel like those of us that run from challenges, and I've definitely been there and am there in certain aspects of my life. I think one of y'all said it earlier, or Victor was talking about self-reflection. I feel like for me, it may be a group of people that avoid challenge because that challenge brings out things internally that they're afraid to admit, that they don't want to look inward, because
ugly truth sometimes.
Yeah, the ugly truth. That's what they're truly running from, instead of the challenge in front of them.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like for me, that's definitely happened a couple times in my life. To where it definitely makes you be stagnant. If you're stagnant, you're not running upward towards the dream that you want. And the easiest way for me, I mean, having good friends is definitely a good thing. Having guys that will call you out, not in a disrespectful way, but in a enlightening way. I mean, disrespect. Sometimes it's not a bad, like, obviously, if the personality for it, so read the room. But confidence, I think, for me is key mentally to running towards those challenges. So looking inward, cleaning out your closet, getting those skeletons out so that you got a fresh slate to work through. I mean, once that's gone, you have no excuse not to run that way, right?
Confidence is competence. That's you putting in reps, studying, working out, getting ready for the storm.
There you go. But I do have a quote from Socrates. He says, "The secret of change is to focus all of your energy not on fighting the old, but on building the new." You were born to be great, so please go and do it. As always, thanks for joining us today. Until next time, peace and love.